Here we go. Welcome to my first ever vlog video. I am going to be reading this book, Iron Flame, and hopefully the next month. It is December 4 right now, so I'm off to a late start by 4 days. I did want to start this at the beginning of the month, and I'm hoping to get it done despite Christmas and everything else that's happening in this month, this very busy month. But I'm excited to take you guys along to kind of experience what a month in my life is like, and then also experience this book. All that being said, let's go ahead and start reading. I'm off to a great start. So basically, I am getting ready for work, and I've just gotten through the first chapter. And before I get into it, let's just take a look at the map at the beginning of this book, because I love a good map at the beginning of a book. Okay. Anywho, so I've read the first chapter, and already all of my worries feel like they're coming true. My biggest worry, of course, was that the love story was gonna have just like the tiniest bit of, oh, we can't be together because he lied to me. But then, nah, I like him too much, so I'm just gonna give anyway. And yeah, that seems like what's happening so far, because she's already like, my heart wants him, but my brain tells me I cannot because he's lied to me. But damn, he's so good looking. So that's exactly what I expected. I'm gonna make a prediction that they are gonna give in and want to do each other by chapter 10. That's my prediction. So that's really soon. Out of 66 chapters, I'm predicting they're gonna give in pretty quick. Also, surprisingly enough, it appears that they're already headed back to Basgiath College. So I was worried about the fact that it seemed like it was not going to be in an academic setting anymore, which was kind of one of the big draws of this book. And yeah, it looks like they're already going back, and there's not really much explanation as to why. And I gotta admit, I'm a little confused. Like, if there's this huge revolution going on, why do you gotta go to school? I feel like I get it if, we have to go to school because we need dragons, so we can have dragons to help us fight in the war. I get that. But these people already have dragons, so why do they gotta go get their degree if it ain't gonna help them get a job, basically? You know what I mean? So that's basically where we're at in the first chapter. And Violet's angry at her brother for being dead. I don't know. We'll see how it goes from here. It's only the third chapter, and so I'm gonna try to I don't want to make a video after every chapter, but Violet's already annoying me. She's angry at him because he lied to her. I've seen this trope before, and I find it extremely annoying. In general, I think Violet is a pretty good character, and I don't want to be one of those people that just call a main character whiny for the sake of the character having feelings, because I think there needs to be a balance of that in every written work. I get it. You can be angry about someone keeping secrets from you and telling you lies, but also I think there, for a normal human being anyway, has to be some level of understanding for why those lies are being told. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that Violet understands the gravity of the situation. She understands that if Xaden was going around telling any girl that he had the hots for all these really big secrets that could get him and his entire family killed, he wouldn't be just telling those secrets to everybody. You get what I'm saying? And so I guess just from my point of view, and maybe I'm just too forgiving of a human being, I would be like, oh man, I'm a little annoyed you kept all these secrets from me, but I understand why you did it, I feel like that second half is missing for Violet in this book, and like I've said, this trope happens in a lot of stories. There should be I get it. You're not telling everybody this secret. Even people you really like, because it could be people in danger. And like, Violet isn't just anybody. She's the daughter of this really important ranking person who is an enemy. Of course he's not going to tell her just because they did it. So that's how I feel. I feel like Violet's being just not understanding about that, and I get why the writer's doing it. It's for the tension, but I don't like it because it doesn't fully make sense to me. So today is Friday, which is the best day of the week. I drive 30 minutes to the only coffee shop in I don't know how many miles of anywhere. Okay, what did I predict? I think I predicted chapter 10 for them to get back together. So I was close. I mean, okay, and they're not fully back together, right? We're at chapter 12 now. The first kiss of the book just happened, and yeah, it was a pretty good kiss scene. Here's my reaction. Basically, I have had like 0 complaints so far. All of my reservations about the book have basically been dispelled. I like that there's kind of a long distance thing happening because that like intensifies the yearning between them, and I like that. I'm enjoying the long distance thing, and I didn't think I would like that when they first brought it up. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like long distance, but I do like long distance because usually I'm a forced proximity kind of person. The other side of things with like the school drama and stuff that's going on, it's very similar to the first book in that, like, you know, they're experiencing school, but now they're is second year, so things are slightly different, but still basically people are dying left and right because it's the war college, you know. Now there's obviously this distrust happening between Violet and a lot of the superiors. And so I think that's interesting too. I do think though, if in the third book she's like a third year and we're going through all of these things again, that could get boring. But in the meantime, I'm not bored. I'm really enjoying the book. So it's still kind of early in the morning. We just drove 2.5 hours to the airport. My husband has a work trip in New York that I am coming along for. It's gonna be a really short trip, but hopefully we can see some of Christmas time in New York and still get some reading done. So I'm bringing you guys along for that. It's our first morning in New York. You can see our beautiful view of the city. We got in late last night and I had a massive headache, and so we didn't do anything except order in some food. I'm feeling better today, and hopefully we're gonna have more fun. So I'm at Prospect Park right now in Brooklyn, and it's looking like I'm not getting any reading done today. I have a feeling that's how this whole trip is going to be, but please enjoy the pictures. Hello, it's day 2 in New York. We did a lot yesterday, so I'm actually taking it slower today, and I'm gonna be spending the morning just relaxing in the hotel while Joe's out doing work, and I'm gonna do some reading now, so that's exciting.
So we just got done at Rizzi. I may saying the name wrong. It was nice, but it didn't have a large enough fiction section, in my personal opinion. But you know, every bookstore is different. Now we are currently waiting to get into our favorite Korean restaurant here in New York, and it's a kind of long wait, so we're getting hot chocolate to pass the time because it's very cold. We are already back in our home state, and the trip was short and sweet, and basically got 5 chapters read or something like that. So we'll get back into the book now that we're home. All right, well, I'm in chapter 23 right now. I'm in the beginning of it still, I think. And you probably already guessed that I am sick. So that's fun. I probably should have used more hand sanitizer in New York. So basically there's nothing left to do besides lay around and sleep and read. And I will be doing that.
Okay, we're on chapter 25. They brought Jack Barlow back. You couldn't think of like a better bad guy to bring back than Jack Barlow. Also, okay, escaping out of the interrogation chamber seems too easy. And I'm just gonna say those are my 2 thoughts for right now. All in all, I am liking this book, but it's not, you know how when you love a book and you just can't put it down and you're like picking it up every 2 seconds because you like want to read it, you want to know what's next. I'm not feeling that. It's more like when I read it, I enjoy it, but I'm not crazy for it. And I feel like that's just kind of where I'm at right now. But Jack Barlow's back. So am I supposed to believe that the reason Nolan is unwell is because he's been mending Jack Barlow and bringing him back from the dead? How did he survive being crushed by a mountain? I feel like there just wasn't enough conflict or something. And so they gotta bring this guy back from the dead. If we're gonna bring someone back, bring Liam back. I mean, come on. All right, that's all I'm gonna say.
So we just got back from our Christmas dinner at my mom's house, and it started snowing. So I'm gonna try to get a video of the snow because it's so beautiful outside.
Okay, we're at chapter 31 now. I'm not finished with it, but I have a couple things to say. The first is that we had a sex scene, and that was pretty nice. But I kind of almost wish there was more foreplay. You know? I feel like they just kiss, and then they get into it. We need more in between. Also, on this note, I was at the grocery store this week, and the amount of Fourth Wing fans I saw was crazy. There was people wearing sweatshirts, and then I saw like a 10-year-old girl walking around with an Iron Flame book. Does her mother know what's in these books, is my question. Is she okay with that, or does the mother not know? And it got me thinking, I feel like if movies have like PG-13 ratings and stuff, books should too, and it should be on the cover for parents to know. A little off topic, but now we're in chapter 31. Jack Barlow just saved Violet's life from assassins. So that's pretty crazy. And then, conveniently enough, they've found out how to get into the sub-level vault where the very secret texts are hidden that they think has information on wards, yada yada. Oh, also, Violet finally told her friends, and I was like, that's good. I get why she didn't, but I'm kind of like, yeah, it was good for her to tell her friends. But anyway, yes, they have to get into this sub-level vault, and only somebody who has the king's bloodline can get into it. And they're like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be impossible to get into. And I'm like, literally, I've been wondering why this whole book there's this kid named Auric who joined the Riders Quadrant and has had like 0 part of anything. He has barely talked to Violet. He hasn't done anything. You know, he just exists, and we are occasionally reminded that he exists. Now we know why he exists. It's too convenient. I don't know. So, that's how I feel about everything right now. And he's off again. Okay, so I'm on chapter 39 now, and I haven't made a video in a while. A lot has happened. Holy crap, I don't even remember what happened in the last video that I made. Basically, holy crap, they stole the books from the warded area. And surprise, surprise, there was an alarm system for if the wards were broken. I mean, I don't know. I feel like they should have figured that part out. But anyway, then Violet gets captured and straight up tortured. And, it was bad. But I feel like there's been a lot in these 2 books of Violet compartmentalizing pain. So it kind of wasn't new, although it was definitely worse than it has been in other situations. I think the part that made it like the most heart-wrenching was that she had like visualized Liam there with her. And then the best part of all of it was when Dane came in and turned sides, because I wasn't certain if he would, because he's always been this rule follower. And so that was the best part of the whole thing, I think. So I'm on my way to feed my chickens. But I wanted to show you guys the beautiful sunset. The chickens are so noisy right now. Hello, ladies. I think we're gonna have a big egg haul today, so let's see how many eggs we get. Hello, ladies. I was right, we did have a huge egg haul today. 15 eggs. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm making 0 progress in this book right now. I'm literally still at the part where Mira has just found out Brennan's alive. And every time I try to listen to it or read it, I just like get so unmotivated and put it back down because it's annoying to me. There's this reoccurring issue in this book that people don't understand, why a person may make a big decision like this and not tell other people. Like, it's the whole reason that Violet's been mad at Xaden this whole time. And then it was the reason that Violet was mad at Brennan, and now it's the reason that Mira's mad at Brennan. And they keep arguing about it, and I feel like it's taking up so much time in the book, and it's annoying. Also, I don't think it's realistic. If somebody I loved so much was dead for 6 years, and then all of a sudden they weren't dead, the first thing I would do is not punch them. I would probably bawl I would cry my freaking eyes out and I would hug them. And I would just be so grateful that I have them back in my life again. The fact that you have them back in your life would make you extra grateful, and you would want to spend every moment with them, not in a like regretful state of like, what if Brennan dies again, and all they did the whole time he was alive was fight. You wouldn't want that. You would want to make up for this lost time and like not be angry at them. Do you get what I mean? And so I find this so annoying. And I don't think the scene is gonna take too long, hopefully, but it's long enough that it's annoying me and I cannot deal with it right now because it feels like stupid filler makes me angry because they're angry and dumb. That's how I'm feeling right now. So we have some family visiting right now, and we've been a little busy with hosting friends and family and such. And we are gonna have hot pot, and we're gonna make lots of dumplings. Oh, I think we're gonna eat hot pot first.
So a lot has happened. The book feels like it has changed so much in just the matter of a few chapters. Like, we went from this academic setting, right? This Basgian, like, you know, the whole school life setting that we've been thinking of when we think of Fourth Wing to, you know, now they've left the school, and now all of a sudden they're in this like foreign palace, and she's wearing gowns, and like there's high society, and Zayden's supposedly supposed to be engaged to marry Kat, who is just this little biatch lady, and so far she doesn't have any other personality besides that. And it just feels really weird because it feels like suddenly we're in the setting of a different kind of fantasy novel book. And then, boom, the Craven comes. And that was actually really exciting. Did I just say Craven? What is that from? I think that's from Blood and Ash. It's not Craven. Venom. There we go. They release a venom and she has to attack it in her dress. And anyway, that scene was actually quite exciting. I was having fun reading that. And I liked the teamwork of Brennan and Mira and all of them in there. But I am not enjoying the drama between Zayden and Kat and Violet. This is what I worry about when couples get together in books. Like, I want there to be something that's keeping the couple apart so that they want each other really bad, but they can't have each other. When they can have each other, there's nothing left to do in the relationship except have them quarrel over random things, and I don't find that as fun to read. And honestly, it makes me worried about the rest of the books because there's 3 books left in the series. And I'm just presuming that now Zayden and Violet are gonna just be quarreling over little things here and there for the rest of the series and occasionally doing it, I guess. Why is this book so freaking long? I feel like I should be done with it by now. We've come to a conclusion. We've come to multiple conclusions. We've had multiple climaxes, big fights, wins, and people die. People almost die. And then we just start over again. You know how a book generally has a plot that's like, it goes like up like this, and then there's a climactic point and it goes down. This book just looks like heartbeats. It's just boop, 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 over and over and over. And I feel like I'm done with it. But there's still 6 hours of listening time. 6 more hours of up and down and people almost dying and Violet's knees giving out. At this point, Violet shouldn't have legs anymore because of the amount of pain her knees go through. I just finished chapter 47. And I have to say, women fighting over a guy, it's no fun for me. I like Violet and Xaden together, but I don't feel like I have enough attachment to them to feel like the pure anger at Kat that I'm supposed to feel, I think. Also, just Kat kind of showing up to be this angry, jealous side character feels so like telenovela. But that's kind of where I'm at. I'm really sick and tired of the girl fights over a dude. Like, just be civil. Speak to each other like human beings. I don't know. It's dumb. Chapter 48? Yes. Easily the best sex scene that's been in either of the books. So, I guess maybe I take back what I was saying earlier about Kat having no purpose. So the power has gone out literally while I was taking a shower. So the hot water quit. And it's been, I'd say, close to 24 hours of snowing now. I'll give you guys a view. Oh, also, come look at my car. All of the snow on our roof fell onto my car. Chapter 54. Well, I'm almost done with it. I haven't quite finished it yet. I just want to say that I feel like Rebecca Yarros, she did this thing in the first novel that we kind of all liked because it really caught us off guard. Remember when Violet was going on to Parapet and she met Rhiannon, and then she also met this other guy, Peter, maybe? I don't remember his name. You're like, oh, she's making friends already. Boom, Peter's dead. And so it's kind of like, it was kind of like the shock, like, oh my gosh, this character who we were just introduced to and we were given a lot of info about, like we thought that he was gonna be one of our friends, but now he's dead. Oh my gosh. But I feel like she keeps doing this. She keeps introducing a character just to kill him off. And it doesn't feel like anymore that she's introducing a character so that they can be a part of the team anymore. It feels like, oh, she's introducing a character so she can kill off that character. It happened with Luella. We were getting all this information about Luella. She bakes cakes. She's so sweet. Everybody's gonna love her. Luella's dead. Also, Vicia just died, and she was only recently introduced. I feel like at the beginning of the book, that girl, I think her name was Nadine, who had her neck snapped, I don't remember her at all from the first book. So she keeps doing this, and it's not working. The tension isn't the same as when Peter died on the parapet. And now every time a new character is introduced, I'm like, he's just there to be killed off, so it feels like there's high stakes. But we're not gonna kill off our main characters anymore. I'm not saying I want to kill off the main characters. I like a lot of them. But at the same time, I feel like I'm seeing through this pattern that she's doing. So tired of listening to them argue. I love you so much, that's why I'm doing dumb stuff. Okay, I'm on chapter 57 still. But I do just want to say, Xaden being an intrinsic and having a second signet
feels very out of nowhere. Like, Violet brought that up like it's something that's been on her mind for a long time. But we haven't heard her think about it. Maybe I missed it in the book. But I don't remember her thinking about it, talking to herself about it, or the dragons. Like, anytime in this book. Maybe there was a point in the first book where she questioned it. But that was so long ago that I don't remember. And she's bringing it up like this is this crucial thing that she's been thinking about for so long that he's been keeping a secret from her. This second signet. And it just feels like something Rebecca Yarros pulled out of her ass so that there would be another thing for them to argue about. And I'm just so tired of them arguing. Christmas tree is gone. It's a little sad. So I've made it to, frick, what chapter am I in? Chapter 60. I'm in chapter 60 right now. And you know what? I'm gonna hand it to Miss Rebecca Yarros that she can make a dramatic ending, despite the fact that the whole book has been nonstop drama and excitement. Jack Barlow being a Venom, that one threw me off. That one caught me off guard, I'm not gonna lie. Now it's kind of like, well, shit, what are they gonna do at this point? And how are they gonna do it in another hour and a half of me listening to it? Because I still have an hour and a half of listening time on my Audible app. I wish they could just do it in 30 minutes. I'm done. I finished it. It was a very emotionally wrenching end of the book. I will admit that. There was a lot going on. I literally just finished it. I think I need a second to process before I can start talking about it. Because, yeah, I mean, it was intense. And everything I predicted was wrong. I didn't expect that Satan was going to become a Venom. And the mother sacrificing herself was also a big surprise. And I think now that I've finished it, I can officially say my favorite storyline in the entire book, despite that it was a very small subplot, is the mother. Yeah, it made me cry when the mother sacrificed herself. Because she has, up until this point, 100% played the part of just the mean, emotionally detached mom, and I 100% expected her to either A, continue to be that, or B, like, become a bad guy, which she was kind of doing to an extent. But then in the end, Rebecca, the writer, like, humanized her, and I like that. Because it was already, like, starting back when Violet was getting tortured at Basgiath. The mom, like, came in a little late, and everybody's like, she just came late because she doesn't really care about Violet. But when she showed up, and then, like, Violet was like, you knew all this stuff all along, like, why were you keeping secrets from me? She said something like, when you're a mother, then tell me, like, what are the things you won't do to protect your children? And I was like, whoa, that is actually a really deep line that, like, the characters never delved into. It got me. I cried a little bit. I guess my questions are now, and I don't know if this has been answered at all yet. Like, I just kind of assumed when you became Venom, you were all of a sudden Venom and you weren't really yourself anymore. But I guess it's like a gradual decline. I don't know. Yeah, the ending was exciting. I feel like a lot of fantasy, like these kinds of books, romantasy, I guess, they have like these like slow middles, and then the ending is suddenly, and like it's almost as if you could have just read the beginning of the book and read the end of the book, and you didn't have to read all the stuff in the middle, and the book would have been a better experience. And I feel a little bit that way. I am gonna sit on this book for a day, process it, all the stuff that's happened towards the end, and I'm gonna give it my best honest review tomorrow. So now I've had like a day to just process the book since I finished it. And I think the very first feeling I had when I was finished with the book is this feeling of freedom. Oh, I don't have to read Iron Flame anymore. And now that I can kind of sit back and look at it, I'm kind of like, what did I just read? You know? It honestly, for me, is that feeling of when you go grocery shopping. Wow, this is such a perfect analogy. I don't know if other people feel this way about grocery shopping, but this is how I felt. At the beginning, I was like, I'm ready to do this, you know? And then you get there and you start picking out things and you're like, oh yeah, I can make this dish and I can make this dish. So you're feeling really excited. You're throwing stuff in the cart. That's how I felt at the beginning of this book. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm enjoying this. Like, I'm having fun. Then we start getting to the middle and I'm like, oh no, the stuff in my cart is piling up. I'm getting a little overwhelmed and I still have more things on my grocery list. By the end of the grocery list and by the end of this book, I'm so exhausted. I've felt so many ups and downs of things I'm excited to buy, things I wish I didn't have to buy, concerned about the amount of money I'm going to spend. And then finally I check out, I spend all my money and I get in the car and I'm like, I have this car full of groceries. What did I even buy? And that's how I felt. I read this giant book. What did I even read? But some people love grocery shopping. So, I mean, some people also loved Iron Flame. I think if I had read Fourth Wing immediately before reading this one, I may have enjoyed this one more. Because you know how when you can kind of get in the hype of a first book, that hype will continue over into the next books of the series. But since it's been months since I read Fourth Wing, and I've also had like plenty of time to hear people's critical reviews on Fourth Wing, I think that gave me a more like pessimistic almost mindset going into this book. And here's what I really want to say about Iron Flame, Fourth Wing, and the series, is there's two kinds of people that I'm approaching, or that I'm seeing just on TikTok, on the internet, anywhere. There's the people who love it, who enjoyed reading it. They were in that hype. They were like, yes, I love this fantasy, this enemies to lovers, like the excitement of being in a war college, the excitement of riding dragons, like all of that. Like, I cannot hate on them for that because they're enjoying a book. And you know, there's nothing worse than when you enjoy a book and somebody comes in and they just want to poop on your party because they're like, I have read way more books that are way better than those books, and those books are trash, you know? I hate those people, and I don't want to be one of those people, and I don't want to rain on people's parade who enjoyed these books, because I really enjoyed the first book. I enjoyed this one far less. So there's those kinds of people. And then the second kind of people are what I mentioned earlier, the ones who want to come in and poop on your parade. They're the people who don't want to like the same thing that everybody else is liking. And I have to watch myself for this because I am definitely a person who values being different and values being unique. And so I have to stop and like really, you know, tell myself, Megan, don't just dislike it because everybody else likes it. You know, I had to do this with A Court of Thorns and Roses too because it felt like everybody liked it. And then there's the people that are like, I'm better than everybody who likes A Court of Thorns and Roses because I don't like it. And you know, I'm tempted to be one of those people, but why? Why do you gotta be like that? I want to come into talking about Iron Flame by giving it the most honest review possible, and not just with the purpose of being a contrarian. You guys saw me experience a lot of emotions and a lot of boredom while reading this book. You know, I really do feel like though that this world that she's built and the magic going on with it, like there is potential for more. But I think she just got so stuck on how well the first book did that she copied and pasted, and it made the second book less good, unfortunately. So yeah, I don't think I will be reading the rest of these. Oof. But my final rating that I'm giving this book is a 2 out of 5 because I enjoyed the beginning. So it's not a 1, it's not a 0. I'm not that mean. All that being said, I actually had a lot of fun vlogging, just like my daily life and the crap we were going through, as well as like sharing my thoughts going along with this book. But also, like I said, this was my first vlog, and so I feel like there is probably room for improvement in a lot of areas, and I would love to hear your guys' comments and like thoughts on how I could improve my reading vlogs better. But if you guys liked this, let me know, leave a like, please subscribe, and let me know if you want me to do more reading vlogs, if there's other books you'd like me to read and experience. But anyway, I am so happy that I got to just kind of like share this piece of my life with you guys, this like month of December and also January, and I'm hoping to do more of these kinds of things. I'm also hoping to make more writing content in the future. I've only made one writing video up until now, which I will put over here, and I had a lot of great feedback from other people who are also aspiring writers like myself, and I have just been really wanting to make more writing content because of that. And so I keep an eye out for that in the future. And so I'm looking forward to watching this channel continue to grow. All right, goodbye.